Good morning. It's a beautiful Saturday. The sun is out. The leaves, the trees in our backyard must be at their peak. They are absolutely gorgeous. The sun shining on them. They're just ablaze. And Jeannie and I are really enjoying them this year. This morning, I want to read to you out of the Gospel of Luke, the 6th chapter. This is Luke's version of the Sermon on the Mount. And I want to begin reading at verse 37. These are the words of Jesus. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. May God bless this reading of the words of Jesus this morning. He starts out with the don'ts. Do not judge. Do not condemn. Forgive. In other words, do not hold a grudge. There's certain things that Jesus tells us, and he tells us these things because they get us in trouble. If we judge other people, we get in trouble. When we condemn other people, we get in trouble. When we hold a grudge against someone, we get in trouble. It seems to bind us up. It's not only at that one individual, but when we start judging, it's hard to stop with just the one person. When we start condemning, we tend to condemn all people. When we hold a grudge against one, other things come up and we hold grudges against them, and it affects our lives. It affects our relationship. And so let's fill this in as to what Jesus is saying. He says, do not judge, and you will not be judged. Wow. So us not judging has an effect upon us and our life. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Do you see the correlation here? Do you see when we don't do certain things to other people, then they won't be done to us? Not just by those people, but by all. When we don't hold grudges, then people don't hold grudges against us. Our actions, what takes place in our life is a direct reaction to how we treat other people. And then he gives another one. He goes, give, and it will be given to you. Give, and it will be given to you. Not just given to you. When we give to others, then we find out that we become receivers ourselves, because people tend to give to us, and God really gives to us. And it says, give, and you will not give, and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. Do you see the effect of giving? God invites us into his economy of giving to see how it really, really works. For when we give, he gives to us. When we give away, when we think of others more than we're necessarily thinking of ourselves, as we give, we find that it is given back to us over and over again. And Jesus says these things because he wants us to know them. He invites us to participate in them. And we discover through all of these things the measuring of how we do these things will be the exact measure that comes back to us. When we don't condemn, we won't be condemned. Same way. When we don't judge, then we will not be judged. When we give, it will be given back to us. So see, you can't outgive God. You can't outdo anything for God. Because God knows these principles that he has put into action work, and they work all the time. They work every time. So today, go. If you use a measuring cup, say this big, use one this big today. Learn the joy and the relationship and the reaction and the actions of giving. It will change your life. Amen.